Guys, today's video is about worrying. So we're just going to talk about worrying and stressing, anxiety, the constant fear that something's going to go wrong or you're going to fail, or when life gets hard, just not giving up and not stressing too much about it, because you don't really need to stress out about it. That's what Jesus says. He says, cast your worries on him. Talk to Jesus about it. When life's not going according to plan, it's not really a big deal. I mean, just don't worry about it. What's the point of worrying? What are you going to change by worrying about it? You know, there's a difference. If you have a big test coming up and you don't worry about it, and you take that as meaning you don't study at all and you just show up and take the test and you fail it, that's stupid. You know, what are you doing? All right, don't do that. But when you talk about worrying, it doesn't mean doing the proper studying, taking an hour a day or whatever for a week beforehand and doing some hard studying, practicing, getting in the books. After that, don't spend the rest of your day stressed about it. You know, do what you can do, set it down, move on. Just leave it at that. You know, if you're trying to get a job somewhere and you're not getting calls and you're just getting discouraged, I mean, what's the point of worrying? Is you worrying gonna make them call you? Probably not. Just keep sending your apps out, doing what you can to make them look good, and update them or put more into different places. Look around, be flexible, try something. You know, don't worry about it. What is that gonna do? Jesus says, who can add a minute to their life by worrying? That's what he's saying is don't worry about dying or something. At what point is that gonna help you? I mean, you can spend all day worrying that I'm going to be riding this down the road and a deer is going to come out in front of me. I'm going to be launched off it like a missile and face plant into one of those poles and die. Yeah, I mean, that could happen. But do I spend my nights crying that it might? No, I just go out and ride and hope for the best. And I enjoy my life. And, you know, I don't let anxiety control me. Anxiety is such a controlling thing. It's so miserable to deal with. It's so painful to be awake at night and you just can't conquer it. You know, I'm right there with you. Sometimes it's just a battle that I don't think I'm gonna win very often, and if you feel the same way, I mean, I don't blame you. It's tough, it's hard, it's not easy, it's pretty miserable and depressing to sit around and say, man, I keep having all these problems and I don't know what to do about them. I can't fix them. I'm trying to do my fixes and it's not working. And I have bills to pay and I can't get a job. And the world's going away. Our political leaders are terrible. The churches are falling apart. People are leaving God. Or maybe this is towards the end times and you're being persecuted for just being a Christian. And you're worried that they're going to kill you just because you love God, just because you have a Bible in your house, just because you won't say you're a Muslim. Like the 21 martyrs, you won't give up God and you're about to be killed. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about it. If you're on your knees and someone's got a sword raised to their head and they're about to cut your head off, if you won't renounce Jesus, if you won't say, oh, I don't believe in him, I won't follow him or whatever, don't even worry about it. You know, don't worry. If anything, you know what happens? You should be excited, say, man, I'm praising the Lord right now. Start singing your praises to God as you're on your knees about to be killed, and realize that in a few minutes you're going to get to meet God. And while you might be a sinner and while you might have done a lot of wrong in your life and you might deserve to go to hell, you know Jesus died on that cross for you, and you know you're going to go before God and you're going to say that, oh, I died, Jesus, because I would not renounce my belief in you, and I am a sinner, but I know you came and died for my forgiveness, and my faith is firm in you, and I believe in you, and I followed you with my life. I did the best I could. I failed, but I kept trying. I never gave up. I tried to be a good person, and I always kept faith in you because I know you're in control. I mean, you're going to go to paradise with Jesus into heaven. You're going to have an amazing life. Who cares at that point? You know, we stress about things like our homework or our jobs or our next paycheck, paying the bills, medical stuff, your family being hurt. You know, if you love Jesus and you die, man, it's like a gift almost, because you know Jesus is gonna raise you from the dead. You're gonna be in heaven with him. That's amazing. Well, that's easier said than done, and you'll be terrified and everything else. I mean, what's the point of worrying? You tell me what you think you're gaining from worrying. all your anxiety you have over stuff, yeah, it might be valid. You might actually feel it. It might actually be a feeling that's really hard to overcome. I understand. And you might get jittery, it might bother you. Everything might really be problematic. But if you just remember, God's in control, I don't need to worry about anything because God's got it all done for me. You know, God's already did everything He's gonna do. He's in control. Why should I sit around worrying about that? Our politicians and our church leaders and our bosses and all these people that are in control, that they're all making all these poor decisions. I mean, what can you even do about it? Nothing. Jesus is in control. God puts those powers in place, and Jesus is ultimately in control of everything, the whole world. God the Father is creator of all things, everything, right? He created the earth. Even the devil, who's the prince of the world, what Jesus says, that he's the prince of the world. That's why it's so evil and that he does all this evil stuff. God created him. God couldn't make him uncreated. I mean, if the devil could win, he would have won already. But he didn't, and he can't win. That's why Jesus is reigning. That's why Jesus is alive. He rose from the dead. He tried to kill him, and now he's alive. How'd that go? You know, you just kill him all the times you want, and he's just gonna come right back to life, because you can't. You don't have, evil doesn't have that power. You know, the small things in your life, just start thinking about how hard things are for other people. You know, some people's parents are dead. One of my friends I grew up with, real nice guy, is a Mexican guy, and I think his parents came here illegally, and then his dad died, and his mom was around, and then she got cancer and he died. They were super poor. Then he lived with his aunt, and he was living with his aunt, and she died, and he was addicted to drugs, I think, and in alcohol, and he, you know, I mean, he had a hard life. It's hard to judge someone that smokes a cigarette when every card they've been dealt is just terrible. But you know, at the end of the day, he still loved Jesus. He believed in God, and he had questions. Just like everyone else, he worried. He's like, man, God tells me not to do this, but he asked questions, and he tried. That's the point. He tried. I mean, what is worrying about your parents being dead and thinking, like, at all his cards that he got dealt, what was the point of him worrying about it? You know, really, it sucks. It's a horrible thing. It's very sad that he had that life. But what would worrying about it have done for him? Would it have made his parents come back? Would it have changed his problems? Would it have just made everything okay and not have happened? No. The thing is he was at a low point, and now he's great. He lives, or I don't know how great he is, but he lives in California. He's got a good job. He's got a car, and he has a place to live, and that's his dream, to live out there on the beach somewhere happy. And he does roofing, and he loves it, and you know, he's happy. I remember talking to him, and he's like, yeah man, I like roofing, I'm happy with my job, I'm making money. And he goes, I'm self-sufficient. He said, I never done that in my life. I never had money to be able to buy a car and to have my own place, buy clothes. And you know, he still's got a hard life, but he finds the joy in it. And it's very encouraging when I look at my life and I realize how good I got it, and then I'm still out here whining and complaining about things. And you know, you're crying from the top of the golden castle, and it's rough sometimes. But not to say that your problems at the top of the golden castle aren't problems. You know, no matter who you are, you have problems. More money, more problems, right? More power, more problems. More friends, more problems. All this stuff. And at no point is it worth giving up, because worrying just doesn't do anything for you. It's a natural thing that happens. I don't feel bad for worrying, but it's not a sin to worry. Maybe worrying too much, making more than it is of it, is a sin, but what's the point? You know, just get over it. Move on. Bad things happen. Be sad, be happy, be glad. Life is a fluid, always changing thing. But when it comes down to the end of it, nothing is fixed by worrying about it. It's all changed by action, by mindset. Sometimes you're at a point where it's like you're in the waiting, and there's nothing you can do to make life better or worse or anything. You just gotta wait, and that anxiety, that worry creeps up, and it's really tough. And then you realize that it didn't change anything. In the end, it really didn't change anything. That you worried all that much, it's still, whatever the outcome is, it's still gonna happen. So just don't stress. I mean, I struggled with this for a long time myself, and once I've started to get better and cast your worries on Jesus like he says to, you know, life gets a lot easier because you realize, man, I'm not in control, and I'm not trying to be in control. I'm leaving the control up to Jesus, and I'm not going to try to do things on my own. I'm going to do them with Jesus, with his help, and with his love, with his kindness, and I'm just not going to try to do it all myself. You know, like they say, you're never alone. You're not alone, you know, and you really aren't. Every other human out here is struggling, is having problems, and don't just give up, because there's no point in giving up. Jesus didn't give up on you, don't give up on him, and don't worry about it. He's got it. Worrying happens, but deal with it the right way. You know, worry, whatever, get it over with, move past it, and then you'll be okay. You know, good luck with that, because it's hard, and it's hard for me and everyone else too, so don't feel too bad if you worry or you're stressed, because it'll come and it'll happen, but grab by the horns and ride it the best you can, take care of it, use Jesus' wise words to help you overcome that, and you'll be okay. That's it for today's video, and remember guys, just don't worry about it, don't stress. There's no need to stress out about it. You'll be okay no matter what happens. God's in control, don't forget that. That's it for today's video guys, we'll see ya.